Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Weekly Healing Circle. I'm just going to get TikTok set up real quick so we can... Ooh. I hope everybody is doing good. It's been a minute because your girl has been literally working her butt off. Basically, that's what's been going on. I've been like doing readings and working on some projects for you guys, so it's been a little something. But we are here. Hello. There we go. What? What? I don't have a paid partnership right now. What is TikTok doing? Yo, Mercury Retrograde starting early today. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Okay. There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello, love. Hey, Lana. I've been good. I've been working a lot. Like I've been doing a lot of readings, like astrology readings every single day. Wait, I'm trying to fix TikTok right now because it's like it wants to be annoying. Anyway, how is everybody? I've been good. Yesterday it was my father-in-law's birthday, so your girl was out a little bit, but you know, but that was the only day that I could like really take off because I've just been working this whole past week. But y'all are about to get a whole bunch of content from me, and I'm also working on a project. That's all I'm gonna say. Patreon members are gonna probably find out first about that project though. But just stay tuned because I'm doing a lot of things. I love your videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Also, since we're here, I'm gonna pin like the comment. From today until the 10th of September, y'all can use the code. So one second, I'm gonna put it in the chat so I can put it on the screen. There we go. One second, I'm typing and this thing is like in my way. There we go. Okay, there we go. And there. So you guys can use the code MercuryRX in all caps for 25% off all of my services. And it ends on the 10th of September, which is going to be on the full moon. So definitely take advantage of it if you need a session. For September, also, if you're on my email list, you guys already got the update for this. But for September, if you've been with me for a minute, you know that I do a monthly workshop series for September. We're holding a whole healing session. So we're going to do a 1-hour Reiki healing and guided meditation because, you know, it's Virgo season and I want you guys to have that space to heal and like remove blockages from your body. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. It's just going to be a 1-hour Reiki healing meditation. Guided meditation and Reiki healing, but it's going to be a community Reiki healing. So it's going to be really cool. And so those are the two updates that we're talking about right now. So definitely make sure you get your tickets. The link will be down in the description if you are on YouTube. And if you are on my email list or on the Patreon, I already posted about it. But if you're on my newsletter, you already got an email about it. But yeah, definitely make sure you sign up because I just felt like we just needed a nice, let's do some Reiki. So that's what we're going to do. I have a headache, but other than that, I'm okay. Yeah, today it's been like I've had a headache. Well, it went away earlier because I used Florida water as I always do, but I had a little bit of a lingering headache, and I don't get headaches like that. The energy today is really, really interesting. Is what I'm gonna say. Is what I'm gonna say to that. But hello, everyone. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna be talking about. Well, first of all, okay, Mercury is going retrograde. Okay, Mercury is going retrograde on the 9th. Okay, on the 9th until October 2nd. So you guys remember how the past couple weeks I've been saying how the fall to the winter is going to be a shit show because there's a lot of retrogrades, there's a lot of things going on. It's just a lot. Yeah, it starts this week. The fuckery starts this week. So yeah. So this is why I'm gonna be focusing the next couple of months. Workshops are going to be a little bit lighter, except for probably the Scorpio seasonal month. That's going to be a little bit more, you guys will see the workshop that we're doing on that one. But I'm trying to make it so some of it is a little lighter to y'all's healing to cater to that, because a lot is going to be happening that's not going to feel so great. Okay, so we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is going in retrograde in Libra. Okay, now Mercury, first of all, Libra is a sign of committed relationships, a sign of partnership, balance, justice, law, right? Law. Okay, anything under law, anything under committed relationships. It very much it rules the seventh house. Libra rules the seventh house. And the seventh house is also the house of enemies, because people who have rose to the level of enemies, they are on, we have a relationship with them, but it's just in a different way than we are committed to someone, right? It's a committed to being an enemy kind of energy. So you have to be very mindful of enemies also at play during Mercury retrograde with some BS, okay? You're going to see how certain people come out of the woodworks during this particular Mercury retrograde with some BS, okay? So protection work is essential. I cannot stress that enough. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is really, really important for y'all to be practicing protection work, for y'all to be grounded, for y'all to like really also be very clear, but also approach any and all situations that are coming at you sideways with the purpose of trying to balance the thing communication wise. Like, let's get on the same page. Let's bring the clarity. Let's have that balance. Let's talk. Okay, let us have a conversation. It's a time to bring balance and clarity and really get, on the same page. But there's going to be a lot of different moments where it's not going to feel like it's on the same page, where things are going to feel a little bit chaotic because there is unbalance in some relationships and some communications. There's going to be that misinformation is going to happen. There's going to be things that pop off out of nowhere. Y'all got to be mindful. Okay, y'all got to be mindful of the way certain things are moving. Okay, the way certain things are moving. Now, somebody asked me on TikTok, wait. Someone said your skin looks so good. Oh my God, it's the ancestors. It really is. I have normal skin, so I don't really, like my skin always looks like this, but I did just moisturize. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. Which sign is going to feel it the most? Well, always, like literally always, anytime there's a Mercury retrograde, always, it's gonna be Gemini and Virgo because that is their ruling planet. So y'all gotta understand that one. The planetary ruler of whatever, like it's whatever sign planet is going retrograde, the planetary rulers of the specific signs that it's under are going to feel it. So anytime Saturn's in retrograde, I feel it. Anytime that like even anything going on with Mercury, because my moon is in Gemini, I feel it. So it's one of those things that the planetary ruler, especially for Mercury, because Mercury is it's one of the faster moving planetary bodies, and so it moves things because it moves so quickly and it has a little bit of a speed to it. And you can feel the energies of it a lot more. So Geminis and Virgos tend to feel it the most, but because it's in Libra, it's also going to be Libra. And because we're on Virgo season, Gemini and Virgos are already in there. The thing about Libra energy, though, Mercury and Libra energy, is that Libra is a cardinal sign. Okay, cardinal meaning action-based, action-oriented. So it is a action-based sign. It is one of the signs that makes moves. Okay, it creates action, which means that combining that with Mercury's energy in retrograde is like there is a lot of opportunity to pop off. Okay, during this time, there's a lot of opportunity to go tit for tat during this time, because Libra energy is not the type of energy to be like, oh, I'm gonna sit on it, I'm gonna wait on it, I'm gonna think about it. No, Libra energy is like, okay, let's talk about it right now. Like, it's very like right now, because it's an air sign. It's the air cardinal sign. It's a very present sign. It can dictate and it can feel when something is out of balance, and so it's able to call it out in that moment. So it's really important to understand that when it comes to Libra energy, everybody's gonna feel it. It's just that because it's ruling the seventh house energy, this committed relationships type of energy. You can feel it in different ways. You can feel it through your relationships, your friendships, your family, your enemies. Okay, you can literally have this come up and be an issue in different types of ways. But Mercury retrograde always, regardless of what sign it's in, will always affect Gemini and Virgo the most. That's just how it is for them. It's just, it is what it is. Because they don't, well, I would say Virgo would probably like being in retrograde more than Gemini. Gemini does not like being in retrograde at all. So that it doesn't like it when its ruling planet is in retrograde, because it likes to constantly be able to do whatever it wants. Gemini likes their freedom. They like that openness. So when something is, they're forced to kind of like turn back and focus on the past, that's when things get a little bit like frustrating for Gemini. So, and all the times, just Virgo. Just no Gemini and Virgo are mad about it. But it's going to be a time where y'all need to make sure you just got your protection work in place. I cannot stress this enough, because people are going to try it. Okay, people are going to be trying it, and there's a lot that can be avoided if you just protect yourself. Let's just be real. If you just protect yourself, you could have avoided X, Y, C, and B things. Okay, y'all have to realize that you are the one that is in charge of, you know, your own protective energies. Who is allowed to come into your space and feel like they can do whatever they want. You are allowed to kind of dictate what goes around that. And if you set boundaries of, you know what, ancestors, please, I do not want to deal with no drama. I would like to, you know, do some healing. If there's something that I need to balance out, or if there's something that I need to correct, if there's something I need to apologize for, if there's somebody I need to forgive, like, okay, please, you know, I'm allowing that, so that can be cleared up. But if there's any unnecessary things, like, I would really like to avoid that. So please protect me in any, like, and all unnecessary chaos that I don't need to experience. Y'all need to remember spiritual consent works the way spiritual consent works. You have to make sure that you set the boundaries for what you're willing to experience, or else you're going to feel like shit when something happens. Then you're like, okay. This is going to be a very much a time of getting it together, especially mentally getting it together. Which is why it's great that it's the Libra. Like right now, it's gonna mentally get people a little bit more balance about certain things. Certain people might even have a little bit more of a discovery about what they want romantically, what they want in a partner, what they want. Some people might leave relationships during this time. Some people might change their commitments during this time. Why? Because Libra rules committed relationships. So if something is like, if you're dealing with like a narcissist, or if you're dealing with someone that you know is toxic, but you don't want to let them go, this Mercury retrograde is probably going to turn your whole entire upside down. Okay, so it's going to be one of those things where you have to allow yourself to be open to the change. You have to allow yourself to be open to what needs to happen, and how it needs to happen, how things need to be released. There are certain times where if you don't do your end for something that needs to be released for it to be released. If you just keep it there collecting dust and impacting you in a really bad way, it will end up getting removed in a really bad way. So you have to understand that, the things that you want to be really stubborn about that are hurting you at the same time that you love that thing can also, end up being very removed very dramatically. So you have to be ready for those moments because you're the one allowing and setting those boundaries, those protective boundaries of your space. Now, for the week, y'all, these cards, Lord, okay, y'all. So I think it's just really petty the way that Spirit gave me these cards, okay? So for this week, we have the Lovers, okay, which is the card of Gemini. We were just talking about this, right? The card of Gemini, okay? Then we have the 10 of Pentacles, okay? The 3 of Swords, the Lovers, the 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Wands, and the Hermit, which is the card of Virgo. You see how Spirit being petty today? Do you see how Spirit's being petty today? They were like, what was said? Listen, okay? Listen. So there's definitely going to be a lot of changes when it comes to romance. There's some of you that have been trying to ground yourself in a relationship that you have no business and no future in. Like, quite literally. Like, some of you are in relationships that you're not supposed to be in. Like, it's actively, like, you're actually internally very mad as to why there isn't a deeper commitment, why it hasn't gone there, why it hasn't progressed there. Like, what's the problem? Like, why can't we just get to this point? Like, what is the problem? Some of you are really frustrated by that. Some of you are, especially, again, Libra rules committed relationships, marriage, okay? The 4 of Wands is also the card of marriage in tarot. And it's like some of you are coming into terms that this relationship, the situation, because if this is not a relationship, it's going to be a situation that you committed yourself to, that you maybe set goals to. Like, let's say it's a job or you wanted to get a promotion or something like that. And like, for some reason, you feel like the managers or whoever does not want to give it to you. They just, you've done the work, you have all the things, and they still don't want to give it to you for whatever reason. Or like they promised that they were, but they haven't. It's like a whole issue. Like it goes in different ways. But listen, some of the things that you want from this situation, deep down in your heart, you're not going to receive, but it's also really hurting you emotionally. This is why the 3 of Swords is coming up the way that it's coming up. It's hurting you a lot emotionally. It's taking up a lot of your spirit, of your time, of your energy. It doesn't feel good. It really, really, really doesn't feel good. And because this is something that you've invested a lot of time in, this is the other thing. The 10 of Pentacles, this is earth sign energy. Mind you, the moon's in Capricorn right now. We're in Virgo season, a very earthy energy. This is the 10 of Pentacles energy. 10 of Pentacles is a commitment. It is an intention, a manifestation that takes years of investment for it to actually come to pass. You might have actually spent a lot of years being with this person, or some years in the company itself, trying to grow this, thing into and bear fruit with it. But now it's like the discontent that your heart holds over the success that you don't have. It's not fun. It's not a fun experience. It's just not. Let's just keep it 100. It's not a fun experience. And so we're getting the Hermit is our outcome, which is literally Virgo. It's Virgo season, and it's the Virgo card. We're getting the Hermit card because it's time to go into Hermit mode and actually analyze the situation and actually like process, our feelings, process how the situation has been impacting us, how the situation has been taking up space, how the situation like has been just, it just hasn't done what it should be doing. Okay, let me just put this down a little bit. Okay, this situation has been something that has almost been keeping some of y'all very mentally stuck. There's this running around like in your head, like, why can't this work? Oh my God, if only this was different, then it could work, then this could stick, then this. So now you are forced to go into healing. You're forced into correcting the situation. Virgos rule medicine, okay? They rule all forms of medicine, all forms of plant healing, plant medicine, all forms of like doctors, nurses, all types of energy healers, all types of medicine is ruled by Virgo. Okay, Virgo energy, this energy. Okay. Virgos have this very interesting power right here that they are able to dissect a situation. They're able to look at a situation or even in conversation with someone. They're able to listen to them and be like, but this is the problem. You wouldn't, if you didn't do this, then you'd be fine. Like they have a, and as much as they don't like this word, they do have a perfectionist viewpoint sometimes. And they have their own, each Virgo has their own idea of perfection. But a lot of the times, the reason why people think Virgos are judgmental, because most people say that, because it is technically one of their things, is because they are judging the situation and they're able to have that discernment. Okay. They're able to see the situation and be like, oh, this is what's wrong with the situation. If this person wasn't allowing this person to treat them like that, then they'd be fine. Or you know what? This needs to be corrected because that's the issue right there. Virgos are like doctors. Okay. They're like, oh, this is what needs to be taken out in order for this to work properly. Virgos are like doctors. Okay. They're like, oh, you know what? Take this medicine and boom, you'll be fine. That's literally, that issue's gonna go away. Virgos are medicine people. Okay, medicine people. So when it comes to Virgo season and Virgo energy and even Virgo people, okay, you have to understand that you're being pushed into the energy of analyzing the same way that Virgo does and recognizing what is the problem that needs to be corrected. Okay. And Mercury retrograde is only going to push that Virgo energy a little further, and it's going to force you to look at how things are not balanced. Look at how the different things that you want from the situation. What is the problem? Like, why can't you like, what is the problem? Is that person ready? Is the situation ready? Are there something else at play? Are you supposed to remain in that situation? You know, you have to now analyze what is the correct course of action. What is the correct medicine that this situation now requires of you? That is the key word. What does it require of you? What do you need to do in order for this situation to be healed? Okay. What do you need? What needs to be done? And it's really about honesty. Okay, there's a reason why the candle's up here, right above the crown. Is that illumination? Is that honesty? Is that being able to, accept the fact that, oh my God, this is the truth. This is the truth of the situation that brings about this illumination. Once you have the truth, you know how people say the truth will set you free? Because the truth is also medicine. The truth is also medicine. It's just that medicine can hurt sometimes. Medicine doesn't taste good all the time. Sometimes it tastes really, really, really bad. Sometimes it's like gross to take certain medicines. And y'all all know this. Okay? Not all medicine is gonna taste good, but that doesn't mean you don't need it. That doesn't mean you don't need it. So if you know you need that medicine, if you know you need that truth, is just, it is what it is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to give yourself the medicine? What is the medicine equal to? Is it equal to you, moving in a different direction? Does it equal to you having to, make peace to, other people's actions and how they treat you versus what you deserve to be treated as and how you would prefer to be treated as, and the goals and dreams that you have set for yourself in that level for yourself that you have not received? What are you going to do? Because you have to give yourself medicine, or else there's a potential of being very, very, very depressed for the next couple of weeks. And I feel like there's already been quite a bit of that, but there's a potential of staying in that kind of zone in a state of bitterness, because the heart is almost like open and raw and feeling like vulnerable to the fact that you didn't get what you want out of the situation. And at the end of the day, sometimes you don't get what you want. in certain situations. Sometimes we get attached to certain things and we try to ground ourselves in those things, but that doesn't mean those things are meant for us. And when not, that's when it gets complicated. That's when it gets, you know, a little bit unnecessary. And that's when we start dealing with things that we really didn't need to have to deal with in the first place. Bottom of the deck is a 5 of Cups and the High Priestess card. Because some of you are going to have to accept not only the knowledge and where it is taking you and what you need to do spiritually moving forward, because some of you are going to have to do, like, it feels like some of you, this Mercury retrograde is going to feel a little bit like a road opener on its own. Okay. And I say that also because Aries and Gemini are very much the energies that rule over road opening. Both Aries and Gemini. And right now, Jupiter is in Aries in retrograde, and Mars is in Gemini, and it's a Mercury retrograde. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of different things that are pushing for that mental consciousness to get clear. Okay, that rawness that we're having, that openness, that the disappointments that we have of certain things, the truth is going to have to be the medicine that we choose. We're going to have to choose what we're taking, because the High Priestess is like, you know what you need to do. You just haven't done it yet. You know which bottle you need to take. You just haven't taken it yet. There's some of you that already know what you need to do. Y'all just not, y'all laddy-gagging a lot. Y'all not doing anything about it for some reason. And you know you need to do something about it. You know you do. There ain't no if and ands or buts. You know what you need to do. And some of you need to accept that. Some of you need to get clear within yourselves about it. Some of you are not wanting to accept it, or even looking the other way, or like, oh, it can't be that. It can't be that. It can't be that. Some of you are really running away from it, like in a way where it's like, self-harming, where it's just like you're purposely trying to like avoid the truth. Like, oh, I don't want to accept that could be the reality of the situation. I don't want to accept that, because if that's the truth, then that hurts. If that's the truth, then I just wasted my time with this person, with this thing, with this job, like with this situation. Like, if that's the truth, then I invested so much and it got nowhere. And that's kind of the thing about the 10 of Pentacles. That 10 of Pentacles energy is an investment. Is an investment to a larger experience that is going to be very much grounded in our lives. Okay. 10 of Pentacles takes, and I've said this 1,000 times at this point. The 10 of Pentacles takes from 3 to 5 to 10 years to fully manifest. Okay. So if there's some of you who have set intention to get married, to have your life partner and do all of that kind of stuff. If there's some of you who are wanting to start a business and have it grow really fast, or you're working for a company and you want to grow in it, you want to be a partner, you want to do whatever it is that you want to do. Some of you have be a part of that idea, but are not in the right place or have the right person. Y'all just haven't accepted that part. If that thing doesn't want to ground itself, it's not going to be for it. That's like the other thing. Okay. That's the other thing about it. What can we expect for this week collectively? What is the collective energies for this week? Bold and courageous. When I tell you the cardinal energy of that Libra energy, in connection to the way Jupiter is in Aries, and Aries is also a cardinal sign, there is a little bit of a kick. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of a spice, a little bit of a kick from the way that we're interacting with each other. And this is what I mean. This Mercury retrograde is going to be a little saucy. It's going to be a little saucy. Protection and boundaries. What did I say in the beginning of this live? What did I say in the beginning of this live? For this Mercury retrograde, y'all really need to protect yourselves. I cannot stress this enough. Because there's going to be certain things that people are going to try to start that are literally like unnecessary. Like, it's just going to come out the blue for like no reason. Like, straight up out the blue, for absolute reason. Absolute reason. So, really important to note that, because you need to protect yourself from the things that you don't even need to experience. There are certain things that you don't need to experience that if you don't protect yourself from, you're going to experience. But you didn't even have to if you would have just protected yourself in the first place. If you were like, listen, y'all know I always say this. One of the really basic ways to protect yourself is through prayer. Listen, just ask for protection. Ask for protection. Pray for protection. Even if you're not lighting a candle or doing X, Y, Z, and B, just pray for protection. Y'all need to this week, okay, and throughout for Mercury retrograde, it's going to require for a little bit more. You see how we have hard work and success? This energy of that 10 of Pentacles energy. It's the 10 of Pentacles energy that's coming up. It's like, no, but Abby, I've invested so much time in this and I've put so much work in this and I've done so much with this, but why isn't it going anywhere? Not everything that you put time. Take it from a Capricorn. Y'all, listen. Let me tell you something about being the moon's in Capricorn. We're going to talk about Capricorn things. Let me tell y'all something about being a Capricorn. Okay. Let me tell you a sign. We are very tactful about a lot of the goals that we set in place for ourselves. Okay. So when it comes to any time I've ever had a job or anything like that, I always had a goal for whatever I was doing. Even if it was a job that I knew I'm not gonna be there for long, I still had a goal for what it is that I wanted to do or how much I wanted to make or whatever it was. Okay. It's one of those things where I would make it known with my managers, like, hey, I would love to, be full-time, or I would love to, I would love to be in this section. I would love to work in this department, whatever it is. Like, really minor stuff, but I would set those goals in mind and I would go out of my way to learn, to educate myself, to make sure that I had the knowledge for the position that I was trying to do. Why? Because Capricorns, we are constantly putting in the work to prepare ourselves for the 10 of Pentacles energy. Okay. Because the 10 of Pentacles energy is an accumulation of all of the hard work that you have put in place. Okay. It takes a long time. Sometimes it's literally years. It is literally years to see your success in that thing, that one seed that you planted, and how it all kind of spread, right? And so when it comes down to that hard work and success, some of you expect that every time that you put an intention to something or a person or a thing, that, oh, this is the thing, this is the one, I really, really want this one. One of the things I always say, and you guys know this, is that one, the world does not revolve just around you. Okay. Just because you want something doesn't mean that other person, other thing, want the same thing. Okay. Sometimes your paths literally have to go this way because of their own goals and dreams, their own intentions, their own, seeds that they have planted within themselves that they are working hard towards, right? That they're putting in the work towards. Sometimes that pulls people in separate directions. And I want you guys to keep this in mind because Jupiter is in Aries. Aries is the sign of the journey. It's opposite to Libra, okay? In the way that Aries is all about the personal journey, the self journey, where Libra is about the union of a journey, okay? And so it literally opposites. They're literally opposite signs. So it's important to understand where you are as a person, where your journey is leading you versus you walking with someone else. Okay. Because Aries is also the sign that if you can't keep up with them in the journey that they're in, they will leave you behind because they have to go finish this. They have to finish this. They have to get to this. This is the goal. This is the prime goal to get to the whatever goal they set. Okay. And so it's important to not forcefully get stuck in things that are not meant for you, that are not going to, it's just not, like, deep down, especially deep down in your heart, that is literally causing you harm. The second something that you want starts to hurt so bad or starts to feel like you're starting to question it, like, why can't this just work? Why can't this just work? Why can't we just be okay? Why can't this, like, why can't I just, why, what is the blockage there? Like, if that cannot be removed on a spiritual level, right? And if that's something that you keep meeting the wall in and it's driving you absolutely like up the wall, it's not meant for you. You're forcing it at this point. You're forcing it. It's something that if it was removed, right? If you started to unground yourself from it, because some of you are trying to force a seed to grow in a ground that cannot bear any fruit. It just won't grow anything. And you're like screaming at the ground, like, why aren't you growing this when the ground is not capable of bearing you that fruit? It's not capable of providing the nutrients. It's just not capable of doing so. And it's like yelling at it like, oh my God, but why? But why? I really want to grow it like right here. This is exactly where I want to grow this tree. This is exactly when I want to bear this fruit. That's not how it works. Maybe you need to pick a different area. Maybe you need to pick a different thing. Maybe you need to accept that some things have outrun their course, because that's kind of the thing about grounding yourself. Okay. Earth sign energy is very, it's very, very, very deeply grounded. We are a tree, right? So when we get grounded in things, it's hard to be like, oh, just let it go. When meanwhile, underneath the base of the ground, there's roots in there, right? But some of you are trying to grow roots in places that it can't not grow in. That's the problem. Okay. Stop forcing this view, this romanticization of what you want your life to be, or this experience to be, or this person to be. Stop trying to force it to be this thing. It's not gonna be that thing. It's not. Some of you are really like wanting that marriage for that person. Some of you are really wanting that commitment. Some of you are really wanting that elevated. Like, it's not. It's not. And right now, what y'all need is medicine. Y'all need to accept the reality, because again, that Virgo energy, it's like going to a doctor or someone who's a healer who can heal you. They're going to look at this and they're like, well, this is what you need to do. Well, this is the medicine that you need. You need to take this. Yeah, the medicine is going to maybe not going to taste the best, but that doesn't mean that that's not what you need. And right now, the medicine that some of y'all need is the truth. What is the truth? What is the truth? And be honest with yourself. What is the truth? You want certain things to work that are not going to work. And so if they're not going to work, how are you going to set yourself up for the future? Are you going to keep putting your energy and watering the same exact thing and have it not go anywhere? Like, if you accept the truth and the truth is it's not going to go anywhere, you're wasting your energy and time. And this is also something that that always ends up happening. And I have to say this, but there are certain people, certain intentions. Let's just go back to the Son of Pentacles for a second. There are certain times where people set intentions for these things, right? They set intentions for this. And the problem is that they think is that current situation that's going to lead to this, where on a spiritual level, that could literally be somebody else that you're supposed to experience that with. Okay. Sometimes your own stubbornness and your own wanting to enforce something to work that's not going to work will make it so you're pushing someone who you're supposed to meet farther and farther away from you. And sometimes you miss your window of opportunity with said person and you never get to meet them in this lifetime. And then it becomes a whole problem. Just, take it from me, because I do a lot of past life work. Listen, it becomes a whole problem. And then you're like, oh, but why didn't I get to do this? Why didn't I get to do that? I feel like I never got to properly be in love or have my partner and stuff like that. And it just turns out, well, you kind of wasted a lot of time with this person. So that person, while there was a window of opportunity for you to meet this person, and you couldn't meet them because you were with this other person. You were giving all of your time to the person that you didn't need to give time to. There are certain people that will not come into your life if you cannot hold space for them. There's certain situations, certain opportunities that won't come into your life if you don't have the space for it. It just won't. And that happens sometimes. It's their own ancestors and spirits. It's their own circumstances, their own intentions too. Because it's like, why would they want to meet you when you're caught up in this situation? Just be honest. Does that make sense? That sounds like a whole soap opera for no reason, right? And sometimes it's their spirits and ancestors oh no, they're not ready. They're not ready to meet them. So, I guess you want to move to where? Okay, well, I guess you're moving there. You're never going to meet that person. Or if you do end up meeting them, it might be like later on in your life or something. If that is still something that's in alignment, and if that person is still available to, partake in that. Sometimes you guys force away the opportunities that you're calling to you, and then you want to be mad about it. If your dreams, your goals, your desires have outweighed where you're at, you need to make sure that you're not bitter about it, because then you're going to need medicine. And if the medicine is leaving that person or that situation, if that's the truth, what I don't know what you want me to say. Because at that point, you're the one keeping yourself there. You're the one forcing it. You're the one forcing it. Wait. Ooh. So it's important right now to make sure that you are staying in that alignment, that you are staying, that you're staying open to the possibilities, okay? And not actively stay stuck. Plus, this Virgo season is a moodable season. It's a go with the flow season. It's not a stuck season, okay? That was Leo season. But Virgo season is okay, let us have a conversation. Let us see what needs to be healed. So we have home, we have growth, and we have time. Home, growth, and time. Because there's some of you that wanted to make a home out of the situation. And sometimes you will make certain things, again, you'll try to get so grounded with certain things that are just literally not meant for you. Now is the time when you're like, you need to grow past that. You need to give yourself the space for that growth. You need to allow yourself to go on that new journey somewhere else. Because some of you are getting in your own way. And if you stop doing that, that's when that growth comes in. That's when you giving the time for something else to happen, for something new to happen. That's when that growth just bursts through, and then you're able to kind of see things move a lot differently. And it's really funny, because I feel like the things that are always like have that meant to be energy always feel like, and it's reciprocated on the other end. Oh, this was meant to be. You feel it. You don't have to be mad about it. You don't have to. I feel like a lot of the times, society, like dramas, a lot of entertainment and stuff romanticizes being like hot and bothered about like always having to be in like a soap opera type of thing, and always having to have beef or something like that, when like in reality, your person is not going to make you feel like you have to second guess shit all the time. Your person is not going to make you feel like you have to question, or you gotta like, or you're not on the same page together about the goals of the relationship itself. Like your person is not going to do that to you. They're not going to mirror you in that way, where it's like the opposite of what you're expecting. They're not going to do that. It's going to actually be really easy. And that's where that nurturing comes in. That's when you're going to be able to heal from some of the things that you weren't able to receive in past relationships. So it's important to not put yourself in a box with someone or certain things when you know damn well you're outgrowing them with the dreams that you have for yourself. You know damn well that you the things that you want are already like over there. You're still trying to like keep this person walking with you. It's like, it's time to head in a different direction. So let's see. What do we need to? Oh. Listen. Oh. Okay. First of all, I just got this deck and I really love it. This is the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck. And I really, 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 really love it because, first of all, the artwork is just stunning. Like, stunning. Like, I did a whole breakdown on my YouTube, but it's just, they killed it with the artwork. Look at this. Like, as an island girl, I cannot stress enough how much I love this deck, and just as someone who loves the ocean. But Let us talk about these cards because y'all gonna laugh because you guys know Spirit likes to troll me in these readings. In these collective readings, Spirit always likes to troll me. But here we go. So we have enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Okay, I'm gonna read it to y'all. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness to the now rather than focusing on the past or the future. When I tell you Spirit likes to troll me with these readings, sometimes I feel like I should just go on here and do oracle readings because I will sit here and talk for like a whole hour and then I'll pull the oracle cards and Spirit will be like, yep, what she said. Then we have rediscover your seal. Okay. And it says, pay attention to the passion you are for discovery, learning, exploration, spirituality, travel, your work on your relationship, passion and desire together, especially as inspiration. Don't box that in. Do not box that in. Do not box that in. Pay attention to that passion. Don't box it in with that person. Don't box it in with that one thing, with that one job, with that one thing. Pink, hey, bam, what you doing? I'm gonna put the cone on you. Sorry, Pink was like, she's been like eating her ass and I had to buy her a cone. Then we have shedding the old. Look at the artwork. You can't tell me that this is not some divine ass artwork right there. Like, come on now. Look at this. Shedding the old. There's a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you will be able to see these new prospects. Cultivate a sense of adventure. Okay. Enjoy the journey. Don't feel stuck in the journey. Enjoy the journey. Okay. Rediscover yourself. Like, get back to that passion about how life is supposed to feel, how you're supposed to feel. You should be out here planning trips and planning and thinking about things. You shouldn't be feeling stuck and frustrated and why isn't this budging and why isn't this moving? Like, why? You shouldn't be in that zone. You should be here like enjoying the hell out of your life. If you're stuck, it's because you're choosing to stay stuck in whatever it is. You're choosing that. Okay. So now it's time that if you are literally at that point where you know you have to move forward, you know you have to go into this new adventure, you know you have to like continue these dreams and these goals, you know you have to like let time do its thing, okay, so that you can grow, so that you can experience something different. Then it's time. You have to shed the old. Some of you, your medicine is going to be cutting that person off. Your medicine is going to be you blocking their number. Your medicine is going to be leaving that space. Like, your medicine is going to be choosing you. Your medicine is going to be you know, accepting the truth about the situation that is never going to move past that certain point. That is your medicine. Y'all been avoiding the medicine. The medicine does not taste good. That doesn't mean that you don't need to take it though. Sorry. That doesn't mean you don't need to take it though. That's kind of the thing. You need to take your medicine. And the medicine says you got a lot to do. You got a lot of dreams to just achieve, to be like out here stuck on things that are just taking up so much space in your heart, in your life, in your, oh my God, it's just taking up so much space. It's taking up so much space to the point where it's like, it's just taking advantage of you, advantage of your love, your energy, your efforts, your time, your spirit. It's like, it's literally, it's time. It's time. It's time to move forward. Now, what's going to happen if you don't move forward? You're going to be very bitter about the rest of the year. Okay. And then come December, okay, right now the moon is in Capricorn. Let me tell you something about December. December is one of the most depressing months of the year because people get really depressed about what they couldn't achieve or succeed or do from the previous months. Okay. And so you're either going to make it something that you're going to regret not doing. And then you're going to feel alone, feel frustrated, feel like, oh my God, I've messed up, or why is it still like this? You're going to feel all of these different things. If said other person doesn't do doesn't annex this first. You're gonna feel all of those damn things, and then you're going to be pissed at yourself at the same time. Time cannot heal your wounds if you're still self-harming yourself. You cannot stab yourself and then be healing at the same time. That's not how healing works. That's not how time works either. It's not going to happen instantaneously. You can't just sit here and stay in a really bad situation, in a situation that you know you gotta go. You gotta exit out. You can't just stay there and be like, yeah, everything's gonna work out. No. What's gonna end up happening is that it's gonna get to the point where something happens where it's just like the band-aid gets ripped and everything happens more dramatically than it should because you're allowing it to. So y'all gotta get it together. I feel like I say that every damn week, but y'all gotta get it together. Okay? Y'all gotta get it together. This is gonna be some triggering stuff for the next month. Like Mercury retrograde is not gonna be all types of cute. Okay, listen. Mercury retrograde ends October 2nd, right? So it, goes into its post shadow phase, and then October 30th, Mars in Gemini goes into retrograde, which is basically like a Mercury retrograde because Mars in retrograde. Mars doesn't like to be retrograde in Gemini. That's first. That's one. Okay, that's one. Gemini is way too all over the place for Mars energy. Mars is very directional. Okay, it's like a general of war. Like it likes to be tactical. Gemini's all over the place because Gemini is literal air. It touches everything. It has to be able to access everything. Mars just gets frustrated with having that scattered. And so because of that Mars retrograde until literally it doesn't go out of retrograde till January 12th of 2023. When I tell you like fall to winter is going to be a whole entire thing. It's going to be a little messy. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. Because of this though, it's going to create a lot of chaotic energy. It's going to have a lot of different things going on. Okay. It's also not going to make it so things stick as well as you would like them to, or ground as well as you would like them to, because the energy is going to be scattered. Okay. Because Mars is a planet of passion, drive, war. Okay. Our actions are not going to be in alignment completely. You might even go back to the situation. You might even change your mind. You might even be like, no, and going back and forth, and all of a sudden it's like a toxic relationship type thing. You might go through different kind of levels of it. But I'm telling you right now, I'd rather go into Mars retrograde with like less to worry about, less to give me scattered energy about than going in it and be feeling like I'm being pulled in 85 different directions. So you have to set yourself up for success there. Because if you put yourself in the position where you're just like draining yourself from keeping yourself in a space that you don't need to be in, you're going to be really mad, and you're going to then try to direct that energy, that anger at everywhere else but you. Because people go into a self-protection mode where even if they're wrong, they don't want to admit that they're wrong. So they start, throwing it at whomever else. And that energy can be very, very toxic. Your own bitterness can be a poison that you do to yourself, right? So you have to make sure that, one, you're holding yourself, in place. You're holding yourself accountable, that you are holding your feet to the fire, that if you're making a decision, that one, it's the right thing for you, that you're doing the best that you can for you, and that that you're setting yourself up for that success. You need to keep that in mind, or else you're going to feel very, very frustrated. Okay. And frustration makes people do petty things. Frustration makes people lash out. Frustration makes people say a lot of words that they don't want to say. And because, again, Mars is going to be a retrograde in Gemini, it's going to feel like a Mercury retrograde, because a lot of the things that are going to be done, that action that's going to be taken, is going to be through communication. It's going to be through, that anger. Mars is the planet of passion and war. There's going to be arguments. It's going to be literally an extension of Mercury retrograde, to be honest. That's really what it's going to be. And so that anger, that passion that people have, that frustration, especially feeling like they're stuck, is only going to expand for those next couple of months. So if I were you, I would sort my baskets before then and just, do it now so you don't have to be pissed about it later. And then just focus on, again, just that journey, your creative projects, like really focusing on the things that you want to do moving forward, but also healing yourself. Go back to your passion. Do something that you love. Play video games. Watch a movie. I'm rewatching Parks and Rec right now. Do something that you love. Like don't get stuck in the thing, because then you're really, 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 really gonna hate where you're at. You're really gonna hate it, and then you're gonna lash out at everything else because you're mad internally and you don't want to process it. Okay, so that is the weekly healing circle, y'all. I hope that y'all got all the messages that you needed. I feel like Spirit said a lot of things for this week. A lot of things. But y'all, we're about to go into Mercury Retrograde, and it's a lot. So I just want y'all to make sure that you guys are advocating for yourself always. That's kind of one of the things. We have these weekly healing circles so you guys can get that clarity, so that you guys can heal yourself, so that you guys have that awareness, so that you guys know exactly what it is that you need to do, so that you guys have those messages. A lot of the time, I know you guys, a lot of you guys that follow me and are on are subscribed and stuff, like you guys pull for yourselves, you guys read for yourselves, so you guys check in and stuff, and a lot of this stuff ends up being like confirmation. And I 1000% understand, and I understand needing to be on the same page with where you're at in the journey. But I'm telling you, this fall to winter, like, it's going to be a shit show. Spiritually, energetically, planetary-wise, it's just going to be a shit show. So I would just recommend setting yourself up for success through the shit show instead of setting yourself up to be crying a lot. Setting yourself up to feeling frustrated. Setting yourself up to feeling... Because that's the other thing is, like, whatever you don't heal in Virgo season, Scorpio season is going to, like, rip, okay? Because y'all know Scorpio season has no chill. Like, absolutely no chill. No chill for nobody, okay? You bounce to go to the death and transformation. You bounce to do that. It's no chill. No chill. So it's one of those things that is like, if you don't handle this the way that you need to handle it, it will be handled for you. And sometimes in the way that really the transits be a lot of the times, the way that the planets be moving a lot of times, it's like you have windows of opportunities of taking control and handling shit on your own. You have those windows of opportunity. But it's just people don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. So what ends up happening is that it gets chosen for them. Then it's a problem. Then everybody mad about it. Then, oh my God, I just got wrecked by my Saturn return. Then it's, oh my God, Uranus is like, just completely threw me off. Then it's, oh my, it's everything else but the fact that you didn't want to choose. It's everything else. Everything else is the problem except for you. Okay? I'm just saying. Handle your shit. Handle your shit. Take accountability. Be honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself is one of those things that it's really beautiful in practice when you do it regularly. And when you maintain that relationship with yourself, part of self-care and self-love is being honest with yourself. If you haven't gotten to that part, you're still in the love and light version of what self-love is. When you are honest with yourself, when you're able to hold that mirror to yourself and just say, you know what, this is what this is, you have reached another level of build a connection with yourself where you're able to really just hold yourself accountable and say, no, let's just be honest. This is the truth. This is the truth. Like, if I'm honest, this is what the truth is. And that's it. Like, I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to sit here and go against myself. Like, this is my truth, right? You have to, if you don't have that relationship with yourself where you can have those types of conversations with yourself where you're like, you know what, man, if I'm being honest, this is what my truth is. But if I'm also analyzing the situation, this is why I think this is also happening. And I don't know if it's going to work. If I'm listening to my intuition, I don't think this is the right thing. Does that go against what I want? Maybe. But what is the truth? Some of y'all make it really difficult for your own abilities to flow naturally because your ego will get in the way, because your ego will emphasize what you want versus your intuition telling you what it is. You have to have a balance between the two. Okay? There has to be a balance between the two, or you're going to have a hard time not only maintaining your abilities being open, using your abilities, listening to yourself, but also your relationship with yourself is going to be a little shitty. Okay? When I say practice some self-love, that means also tough love. That means also sitting with yourself and saying, you know what, I shouldn't have spoke like that. You know what, I kind of like crossed the line there. Or you know what, I have put myself in the situation longer than I needed to. Like it requires you to be able to have that blunt honesty with yourself, because you're the only one that's going to be able to get yourself out of that. That truth will literally set you free, because you will have to make a decision of what to do about it. And if you sit on your ass and just like, well, I don't know. Like, I hate it. I cannot stand. Listen. I cannot tell you how much I hate it when people are like, I don't know, but I don't know, but I don't know, but I don't know. You know. Don't be telling me you don't know. You know. You acting like you don't know. You don't want to admit that you know, but you know. I hate it. I hate it when people do that shit. Yeah, I be seeing that shit happen in real time, and I just be like the Virgo, and I have my third house in Virgo, and my Mercury's in Capricorn. So, so I be seeing shit a mile away sometimes, and I'm just like, do you not know? You sure you don't know? You positive? Because I can see that shit a mile away. Like, you sure? You positive? Okay. It's that I don't know people. It's I don't want to admit the truth, because if I do, then like that means I have to do something about it. It's the excuses, people. I don't know is a huge excuse for some people. Literally, they turn that into an excuse, and then it turns into like, oh no, because I didn't know. It's like almost like I didn't know any better. I was innocent, and that's my truth. No, you have your own choices. You can choose. You can decide. You don't have to stay. But no, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I feel like people who do that I don't know bit are very manipulative half the time, because they want to blame everybody else except for themselves, and then they have a hard time loving themselves because they can't get on the same page with themselves. It's a mess. It's a mess, y'all. But don't be an I don't know person. Okay, go find out. Go illuminate yourself. That's the whole point. Virgo season is hermit season for a reason. You're supposed to go into introspection with yourself and go analyze the situation so that you can correct it, so that you can heal. Okay, it's not an ego season. It's not Leo season where you're gonna like feed your ego 24 hours a day. It is Virgo season. Okay, and whatever you don't heal in Virgo season, you will get ripped in Scorpio season, because Scorpio season will be like, okay, so you want to play the I don't know. Guess who knows? The truth that's hidden. And then all of a sudden, that transformation, that underlining wave of change that you've been avoiding, that you don't want to take responsibility of, then gets ripped out in the most dramatic way possible, in the most emotionally dramatic way possible. All because you didn't want to know. You didn't want to accept. You didn't want to look at it. You didn't want to take part. You wanted to just cry and mope that you didn't get what you want. Y'all, I say it all the time. The world does not just revolve around you. You have to understand that if something is not going your way in a situation, in a relationship, in something, that other person has their own freaking life. They have their own ideas, their own goals, their own dreams. And sometimes if that doesn't line up with the journey that they have with you, you will be separated, period. Period. And that's just the truth. Sometimes I feel like we need to stop being so like bitter about certain things that need to end, certain things that are just not, don't need to be in our lives anymore. We need to stop being very emotionally bitter about those type of things, because I feel like we get attached to these people in certain situations, like, oh my god, they're supposed to be with me and they said that they love me. Like what? Like wait, they said it like 2 years ago, so they're supposed to mean it every single time for the rest of their life. What if they're freaking, what if they change their mind? What if they made an intention or they set a goal for them that literally is taking them a separate direction than the intentions that you had for yourself, or even for the relationship itself? What if literally those two things are being torn apart? You don't know what that other person's thinking or what that other person's intending, right? And this is what I mean by the person or that situation that's meant for you, it's not going to give you issues. It's going to literally feel like it's there for the time that it needs to be there for. You're going to feel grounded in it right away, versus the ones that make you question if you can be grounded in it. So you have to like stop fighting with what it is. You need to accept what it is instead of making excuses for why it isn't what you want it to be. Okay. Anyway, this was long. You guys know I can talk a lot because your girl has a Gemini moon. Anyway, I love y'all. We will be doing the weekly community oracle poll on Thursday, because I have a travel meeting on Wednesday. Yes. So we will be doing that on Thursday. Okay. I am currently working on readings and I am like sending out and emailing readings right now. But don't forget, since we're here, before we before we leave, don't forget to use the code Mercury RX in all caps for 20% off, 25% off all of my services. So if you need a reading, tarot reading, past life reading, astrology reading, like Reiki, energy healing, a ton of stuff. It's on my website. The link will be in my bio for if you're on TikTok, and if you're on YouTube, is in the description. So if you need a reading or a session or a spiritual counseling, whatever it is, go check it out, because it ends on the 10th. It literally ends on the full moon, so take advantage of it. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for getting read today. And I will see y'all in the next one. I'm going to be uploading videos and stuff like that, so stay tuned for all the things. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.